Hey folks, John with Complete Technology Solutions, your friend in the computer business. Guys, you see this? You see this giant pile of stuff here? I have got so many amazing responses from a lot of those vendors that we saw at SHOT Show. And I'm talking about a lot of them, guys. We have got products that are coming in here for testing that I had never even considered. And one that is user requested that I never even heard of is on its way from Miami. So when that one comes in, we're going to definitely get on that quick. But today, Umarex has done it again. You know, a lot of these companies, and you know who I'm talking about, Umarex and Berna and PepperBall, these guys are so far ahead on innovation. Every single time you think, it can't get much better, they come out with something even cooler than before. Now, when I was at SHOT Show, and you may have noticed on that video, and I'll drop a link up there if you missed that. I know it's a long one, guys. But when I was talking to the T4E guys, they had mentioned not only this shotgun had come out, but that they'd also had a new Walther that was coming out. Guys, it is sick. And when it's available, I will definitely get it in here day one. I've already been promised it's coming. So, but today, we are looking at the T4E HDB Shotgun. Now, this is not like that other shotgun that you guys saw. We love that one. It was great. It's beautiful. It's mechanical and all that stuff. If you missed it, there's your link. This one is cool. Let me go ahead and show this to Stumpy here. By the way, you might notice, for those who don't notice, we're shooting in 4K now. So since Stumpy here can shoot 4K and that camera can shoot 4K, all videos should come out like this. Takes a little longer to edit and render for sure, but I think the quality is going to be there for you guys, so you're worth it. All right, let's crack this open and look at this. Oh, check it out, guys. That is crazy. Anybody say Mossberg? Okay, all right. So it's not a Mossberg, but it is a T4E self-defense weapon. Now, let's pull this bad boy out of here. Holy cow. You know, one thing I'm noticing right off the bat, guys, that's a lot lighter. Look at this. Look at this. That is a lot lighter than the other shotgun, but that makes sense because the other one has a lot more metal and the tank and everything in the back here. But I love the feel of this, and man, the look. Check out the rails on this thing. You got both M-LOK and Picatinny rails on this thing, so you could mount pretty much anything you wanted to it. And kind of give you a close-up overview of this thing. You've got the exact same barrel choke up at the front. This holds 16 rounds, which is pretty cool also. But the loading mechanism is really cool on this. So this is not a pump action shotgun. It looks like one, right? But it actually is not a pump action. What you do is you slide this bar forward and lock it in place. Once you've got your 16 rounds loaded up there, push this back, the follower locks in place, and you're ready to go. Now, you guys will notice that this has got the same quick pierce method as on all of the other P2P line. You know what that means, right? Yeah, we'll get into that later. But yes, as you can see on the bottom, it's got the exact same quick pierce, which means this is driven by one C02 cartridge. Now, that's interesting to me. In the unmodded form, they were telling me that you will get at least the total 16 rounds out of one C02 cartridge. Now, if there was a candidate for an HPA adapter, I have never seen one better. But we're going to see how it performs as it is on one CO2 cartridge. Now, also in the box, you get the standard stuff, which is the cleaning, and you get the Allen key if you happen to hulk your thing down. So that's kind of cool. All right, so I'll tell you what we're going to do, guys. We're not going to waste time. I want to see how this fires. They're only supposed to have between 200 and 220 feet per second on a standard like 1.6 to 2 gram ball. We're going to fire the plastic balls. I've got some of the rubber ones. We'll see if we want to fire those or not. It just kind of depends on what kind of velocities we're getting. Be right back. This will be the first time we've actually had a pistol grip shotgun going down the range, and I'm really curious to see what it looks like, guys. So let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up, shall we? All right, let's take our cap off here, and we'll do all this together, guys, so you guys can see it too. There we go. Exact same cap. You know, that leads me to believe that the mechanism in here is exactly the same as, never mind. We'll talk about that later. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is take our CO2 cartridge, and we're going to put our drop of oil on there. Now, a lot of people ask me if they need to do this on the P2P line because basically they're not pressurized all the time, and the seal is on the other side. This is a seal too, though, guys. So I do it anyway. I don't think it's hyper necessary, but I would definitely do it just to, take care of your weapon. So, all right, cranking that down. Now the fun part. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and load in our rounds. By the way, guys, if you look at this closely, and I want to show this close, you can lift up that little lever. See how it lifts up a little bit? And then your finger can drag behind it. So you don't have to try to slide it. Lift up the little lever, slide it up, and lock it in at the top. And see how that little lever kind of grabs onto the corner right there? Pretty cool. All right, I'm going to load in 16 rounds. Be right back. As you can see, we got our 16 rounds loaded in there. We're going to hit our little lever here to lock them in place. There we go, and we are locked down and ready to go. Now, in order to charge it, just like any of the other ones, by the way, guys, it's light. It really is light. I mean, it's got a little bit of front heavy because there's some metal up here. But at the end of the day, that's one hand without too much of a problem. So, all right, so we're going to charge the weapon. Here we go. And as you can see, it's got the same charging lever at the back here. There you go. And now that we're charged and ready, I tell you what we're going to do, guys. I was going to chrono this, but it occurred to me, we know what they're going to do. It's on the box. It's 200 to 220. We're using the standard Riot Balls in this thing, all right? So we also know what I'm going to do to this. And we're not going to talk about it right now, but we know what's going to happen to this in a, super, I'd be amazed if I get through this one without screwing with it, episode on this gun. So what we're going to do is I want to move this out of the way, and we're just going to test this thing and see how it fires. Now, oh, by the way, I got to tell you, our boys over at Byrna, check this out. They were like, hey, man, I see you use those goggles. Check it out. It's my Byrna branded. What do you think? I look cool or what? All right. So here's what, oh, yeah, I probably should take the stupid little tag off the front here, huh? Okay, tag off. Now let's look Byrna cool. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. All right, so let's give this a shot. So we're already charged. We're ready to go. I'm going to keep this in frame for you. And I am actually, there are some sights, guys, but if you take a look at that, you can kind of see it's like an open, little open sight, like a peep sight almost. And then over here, you've actually got a rail. So it's not much of a sighting system, but you're not really supposed to go, hey, look at this. You're supposed to fire it from down here. So let's take a shot, see if I can even hit a box with it, shall we? Hang on one second here. Lining up. And here we go. Oh, yeah. Actually, guys, that's pretty darn accurate, surprisingly. I'm going to shoot low center box. There we go. Guys, that is amazingly accurate. I'm actually surprised, considering, okay, look, I'm aiming from down here. I'm not up here. So I'm actually down here and I'm aiming. That is cool. That is too much, guys. So yes, it works perfectly. I can see this putting out considerably more power. Now, one thing I want to tell you that I noticed, when I was firing, and if you look at this weapon closely, you'll see, if your hand is here, you tend to bind this. So as it goes down, it's dropping down. So be careful. If your hand is there and you're firing it, your finger will bind up on it. So make sure you're cognizant of that when you're shooting it. Other than that, and basically that would stop your feed, because if the balls weren't being, fed in by the feeder, it's not going to push those in. So, but as you can see, it still works. Now, I'll tell you what I want to do. Let me put in a couple more balls. Hang on just one second. All right, so check it out, guys. Remember, here's what I was talking about. So if you are holding here or anywhere, like say, even if the pin is up here and you've got your hand on that, okay, and you're holding it and you fire, you're going to get one fire, and if you're not gravity fed in, it misfires. See, that was a miss because this is not holding it down. So that's not a huge problem. And as you can see, it works perfectly afterwards. But be cognizant of that if you're shooting this, guys. You got to watch that rail. I don't know that there's a lot of design change they could have done to fix that, but it's definitely something interesting. I tell you what, let's head back in here and we'll talk about this for a second. Here we go. So let's talk about the Umarex HDB Shotgun. All right, so a couple things I like. I really like this weight, guys. It puts out a lot of power. For being right here, it's really, really accurate. Now, if any of you guys have ever actually fired a pistol grip shotgun, they are strangely accurate from right here. It's almost like your body zeroes in on the target, which is pretty cool. But this one is amazingly accurate. And I mean, you can autocorrect in 1 second. If it's firing a little bit out one direction, they're stable. They go the exact same place. I love the rail system, guys. This was a great idea to put a Picatinny on one side and maglocks on the other, or excuse me, M-locks on the other. That is just a great idea. The loading mechanism. If I had any complaints about this weapon, okay, any complaints, this loading mechanism is a problem. If that slides forward and you've got your finger anywhere in this area as you're firing, and guys, I've got big hands, so if I'm holding it like this, look where my hand rests, and I'll show Stumpy. See? So you got to literally hold it down here like this and not like this. Otherwise, it will bind up that feeding mechanism and you'll get a random shot. That's kind of annoying. It's not a huge problem. I mean, once you got used to it, it wouldn't be a problem because you just pick it up, put it here, or better yet, put a grip on it. Yeah, that'd be the easiest thing to do. In fact, that's probably what I would do is put a grip on it. As far as the power, it can be adjusted, and we know that, guys. This is the same mechanism, which means that basically the mod that we do on all of the other ones should work on this one without a problem, and you better believe we're going to find out together. In fact, that'll be in a very soon upcoming video. So, yeah, we'll take a look at that. I love it. I love it. Guys, they're inexpensive, relatively speaking, especially for Umarex. They're great looking. I love all the rails on this thing. It's really cool, and it works exactly as advertised. My only complaint's that's the only complaint I got. Everything else, but you know what, guys? We would probably put a nice tactical handle right up here at the front. It'd be perfect. So, well, thank you guys for watching. This is a cool one. Wait till you see what's coming next. Never seen it on this channel. In fact, there are very few of them even on YouTube. And you're going to dig it. This company was so cool, they're sending one in. So hopefully we'll have that in the next day or so, and I'll get the video out. Have a great week, guys, and be safe out there. Bye-bye.